All right, let's do this thing. Quiet
We
on
already
the set.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. Coming to you live from Deltona, Florida. Celebrating over 10 years plus. And still running. Who would have ever thought they would last this long? Lunch with no other than the dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the Shroud of the Avatar news so you don't have to do anything other than question your own personal life choices and ours, because they deserve to be questioned each every single day.
Waldo
I question them every
and
time.
Noob
Mike still has a sub.
Skyblabber with their subs, and Waldo with an additional 500 bits. Thank you, Waldo.
Yes.
And
you,
of course, almost kicking off a hype train. A little under 4 minutes if y'all want to kick that up. Somebody
Mike
else.
and Noob subbing on my side. Ooh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we got to ask the questions.
Are we doing Shroud news or are we playing with our balls? But while we get a decision on that, giveaways are open. If you are a Shroud player and you're looking for a streamer bundle, go to twitch.tv/NBNN news at twitch.tv/Cynicist and bang, bundle me.
And Hemnu with the sub, kicking off that hype train. Thank you, Hemnu.
And news from Bytord. But if you are here looking for Steam keys, that means you need to go to twitch.tv/NBNN news and bang little free shit, and then come over to my side, twitch.tv/Cynicist, and bang the boutte.
Waldo, another 500 bits. Thank you, Waldo.
Thank you.
Long time no see, Waldo, and thank you for the commentary the other day.
Yes.
We'll be getting right into that.
Okay. Well, we do have Shroud news.
Oh, we got Shroud news. We've got other good stuff. We've got game key giveaways.
Yes.
Yeah, but Knight Rider and Waldo
Another
also
hour.
have to chime in on that.
And
I think they want news as well. I think I need to buy
I
some
think
game keys.
everybody's in the news. Because we are getting news.
New with
Which is
300
awesome.
bits.
Oh yes, definitely walk the dog outside of the
And
some news
Tina with the resub. All the subs coming in. We are almost at level 3 hype train, so we will be
Oh,
giving
sweet.
away all sorts of goodies today.
Yeah.
And another 300 bits from Tina, and Noob
Tina.
with 500 bits on your side.
Yes.
And that got
Thank
us
you.
to level 3 at a hype train, so that means we'll be giving away 2 extra game keys at
Although
the end
might
of
not
the
do
stream.
the bits for that. So for some odd reason.
So we'll be giving away a copy of
Lamination.
Unity of Command Trilogy bundle worth $14.99, and we'll also be giving away a copy of Commandos Collection Pack worth $20.
Yes.
Get us to level 4. We'll be giving away a triple pack Death Squared OTTTD and one more
Yes.
line triple pack.
Well,
Get us to level
well, let's
5.
go ahead and start off
We'll do
with
Warhammer.
that news on YouTube on the comment from Waldo and then also Gordon Tech Reviews.
Yes, as Waldo says.
Good to watch the show and catch up with the news, but there is a large difference in yours and Jack's volumes on this recording and stream. It's all Laz's thing. He has to fix my volumes. On my side, it should be fine.
Another 500 bits from Waldo. Oh my God, Waldo, thank you.
Yay. Yes. But Gordon Tech Reviews, as always, I enjoyed the two of you, but this has not swayed my opinion. I was not even aware that Chris did a piece out for 3 years. That doesn't help his case for sure. And him saying he bought the game, so in essence it won't die, also doesn't help his case. Sometimes things need to die for other things to rise in their place. I truly believe that Chris doesn't have what it takes to do this game justice, and that just breaks my heart because the concept of this game and its story is just amazing. There is a fine line between loyalty to a game that will succeed and smoking the opium pipe.
Opium.
I currently find myself walking that line with another game, Star Citizen, 14 years in development and $1 billion raised, and sometimes I wonder if I too am smoking the opium pipe. Take care.
Yes.
I will say
Thank you for the
Star
comments.
Citizen, absolutely. So Chris is actually in New York City right now. His stream on Friday, he did say that he was going to be taking a trip and had to go pack and do some other things. And he will be back on Tuesday or Wednesday.
So Chris did do another stream on Friday.
Yes, he did.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, and he did actually update his blog on Saturday.
Which bug?
The work blog. The
The
one that's
on
AI
the
generated the summary of what he's been doing.
on the new. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Okay, but first I just
Yeah.
want to address the volume problem. For some reason, I've figured out that the earpiece that I'm using does the volume really good. If I use the other earpiece, you hear me fine, but for some reason you don't hear Jack fine. So I've gone ahead and actually marked this one so I know which one I really need to use and have so we get the better audio from Jack's side for future use.
Oh,
I can use either one, but then I have to adjust you with gains and other stuff that really just is too much of a pain to
yeah.
to do every other show. So I'm going to always try and use this one for the show whenever possible. So that's what the volume problem is, Waldo. Just informational for you. But yeah, thank you for noticing, and I understand. And we've had those complaints on and off recently. It may be time for me just to buy another pair. And I mean, I've got one here. I've got one plugged in. I've got one here. I've got two here. I've got another one here. I've got two
Whereas
more
I have one.
over here. You know,
Yeah.
Plus the one
but
you sent me.
no,
Yes. Cat Tumor is,
that
Chris did mention being away for a few days. So, yes.
yeah, that was a mod mic. That's a totally different animal there, Lomir. And the hype train is over. But we did get to level
Yes.
3.
Laz needs them
Well,
all.
yeah, I need them all. Actually, the two I use normally are for here. They connect to my computer and my phone. These two I use for travel. I take them with me. They connect to my laptop and my phone. And the other ones are just odd ones out that I've used and are, not the greatest at them all. That's why they're just still sitting on the desk. Plus, I picked up a bunch of 20 of them. I actually have a bag of them over here. Let me see if it's right here. Thought it was right here. But I picked them up for parts to, possibly fix ones that break. But it's just easier to buy them brand new after I realized they weren't as easy to fix as I thought they might have been. But anyway.
Well, I will say that Chris did publish multiple times the list of all the testers.
Where did he publish that, by the way?
So on his stream, he was switching to the tabs and it came up multiple times.
Okay.
And so he was displaying who all is actually testing multiple times.
Gotcha. And
So,
we want
yeah.
to share that list. I know it's up here in Discord someplace. So do we really not need to do that?
Well, I mean that can be per Chris is the one that shared it and we just took it from there.
Yeah. Oh, it's not there. I know where it is. It's over here, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need to share that, but
no.
there are quite a few
But
people who are getting to do that.
The list is
but
it does leave something to be desired. But hey, that Sean guy's there.
Yeah, well, a couple of the names didn't surprise me, of course, and a couple others did. There's a couple names on there I don't even know, which makes me go, how did he find these people? And others, of course, were expected.
Some of them were invited by, kind of like the Mad Dog was invited by
Chris
Vesper and Chris, yes.
But just keep in mind that he does plan on opening this up sometime in the future for everybody to start testing. Yeah. So, when that happens, of course, we'll let you know.
And there are lots of crashes and other things that he's working through as they go through and try to solidify things. And we do have lots of stuff there.
Let's get to what he posted on Saturday before he left for New York.
Oh, are you referring to the work blog, or
yes.
Are you talking about the forums?
Well, the work blog first, and then the forums is just continuing on. And as you said, the list of just silly things that people are starting to ask for because he opened up that conversation is just getting ridiculous, in my opinion. And of course,
you mean my 57 posts in the forums in one day?
Well, apparently he picked those up, right?
Some of them, yes.
Yeah, I know. We can go through those
this
too
is
if you want
from
to.
Saturday. Oh, yeah, might as well. And go over some of the negative ones that someone put on there. Obviously, they don't get what's going on. Bug Tracker reorganized, reviewed all 230 entries, and refiled 105 of them into 7 new categories covering graphics, sound, stability, chat and mail, translations, decorations, and the in-game Oracle Assistant itself. The Oracle's own reports now classify into 20 areas instead of 13. So crashes and disconnects no longer share a bucket with frame rate problems.
Interesting.
Fixed players showing online forever. A player reported on the forum that friends and guild lists kept showing him online with his machine powered off and it never cleared. The cause was found and fixed.
Nice.
The online list was kept up to date only by login and logout signals. So one lost logout stranded a player as online until a full restart. The servers now cross-check the list against real connections once a minute and correct it both ways. Reaches testers with the next test shard build. The Linux client is live on the test shard. Build 34 shipped to both Windows and Linux from a single source revision at the time. Same build number. The server was rebuilt to match. Both download channels went live and a test passed before the release was called done. Testers can now download a Linux launcher and launch. And a link for it sits on the tester and developer pages besides the Windows one. Build releases can no longer split across platforms. The 2 platform builds of a release used to each pick up the latest code independently, so a change landing between them could put them on different revisions. The release now locks one revision up front and builds every platform from it, and the deploy refuses any mismatched pair as a backstop.
Nice.
Faster test builds. Measured where a 2-hour build actually goes. About 50 minutes was spent compressing the finished 16 gigabyte game package with settings meant for text on data so that is already compressed. The packaging step now uses a fast multi-core archiver and a written plan covers the next target, making the 49-minute asset packing steps skip work that has not changed. The skip check now records a per file fingerprint that lists each build and logs exactly where the files triggered a rebuild, so the next build names the files that keep defeating it. It's almost, you remember that time that Chris actually downgraded the build server?
Yes. We're still on that.
Yes.
We're still on that, sir.
Community suggestion sweep. Read the workblog discussion thread. Every wishlist request active since January 2015. The live server feedback board and all 15 bug report boards. Then filed 70 new tracker entries, 53 player suggestions and 17 bugs, and follow-ups. Everything was checked against the suggestions already on file, so nothing got logged twice.
Very nice.
And ended the terrain texture file churn. A long-running annoyance where 253 terrain texturing files could show up as locally modified after simply opening the editor was traced to a stored checksum that mixed in the editor version and build platform. The checksum now depends only on the actual texture formats, which are identical on every desktop platform, and an automated test locks the formula in place.
Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
So that is the headlines, and then we can delve into a little bit of the minutia. Ooh. Tina, oh good, we figured out how to think about building a build system. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
I am glad Chris learned these lessons and changed workflows. Wish he would have done this not during a 3-year hiatus, though.
Well, if that's what it takes, I mean, or took at this point, I got to commend them for, you know, double checking the double check and validating,
Yes.
stuff
Yes.
that, was never validated before. And,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
actually
running unit
putting,
tests and
yeah,
testing code.
and putting,
Yeah.
putting checks and balances into stuff that would break systems and cause them to fail, which was sorely needed here. So, absolutely a plus. Yeah. Yeah, Tina,
Yes.
we understand this is like development 101, but there was a difference between, you know, Star says you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and throw it all in without anybody double checking the other guy's work, compared to Chris now going, screw it. I'm writing all the code and I'm making sure everything functions and checks itself and validates itself. And he
Well,
knows
that
exactly how it's working without
having
20
to
other
actually
people throwing shit in. Yeah.
and actually having to go to other organizations and figuring out how things were actually being done and applying those same workflows through to other organizations is always a good thing. So it is one where it's like, hey, workflows, policies, procedures, woohoo!
Yes,
There's a
absolutely.
reason they exist. But yes, so as far as details go, and for some reason my chatty disconnected and reconnected, but see if it works.
Yeah,
Added
mine did
7
too.
new 7 categories to the bug tracker, graphics, audio stability, which is the same thing that he wrote above. Actually, both of those are pretty
Yeah,
much
this
the
this is just
same.
this is just
Yeah.
an
Uh,
itemized thing of
the
the bullet points
the
above. That's all it really
third
is.
the third bullet point is a little bit different. Top the in-game oracle, the new areas. Its classification guide now routes
Oh,
to a crash to stability, a missing texture to graphics, a silent spell to audio, and mail and other party problems to social. It also counts how often it fails to classify a report. So classification slip shows up in the service metrics. The reporting service picks this up with its next deploy. The Linux client, we have pretty much the same thing. Then released the Linux launcher as a small archive that stays runnable after extraction, and verified the whole path on a Linux machine end to end. The launcher fetched build 34 over the network, checked its signature, and left the game marked runnable. Added a Linux launcher download link to the tester page and the developer portal next to the Windows one. Closed the release race that put 2 platforms on different code. A release now locks open one source revision upfront and builds from that. Build tooling gained the revision pair, and the deploy still refuses a mismatched pair as a backstop. And that also may have been a feature set from Unity 6.5 versus Unity 2018. So Unity 2018 may have actually required the build process to be done individually per operating system. Don't know, because I'm not a Unity developer.
yeah. Again,
Community.
this is all just going over the bullet points. So I don't think we really need to go
Yeah.
over all this personally.
Well, I filed 53 new player suggestions on the tracker, including bulk vendor listings with partial quantity buying.
Well, that's
That
different.
detail wasn't above.
Yeah.
Town maps that show place lots and owners, so fixing the map server. Calendar-driven seasons and weather. PvP factions with territory, ambient sound for player-owned towns, and a pass on underperforming skills and incomplete tooltips.
Now, yeah, the ambient sounds for player-owned towns. Interesting that he says that, but did he ask what anybody wanted for ambient sounds? Was anybody complaining about not having ambient sounds? I know there were some, like if you stand by, the island, you get some waves crashing and some seagulls in the background in certain
Well,
places, but
you would need the birds in the scene though.
yeah, they
It's
are.
no longer fun to just hear birds and not see them.
Yeah, but they are there. That's what I'm saying. We can go. We can go
It's
out
kind
to
of like
Snug and test that. I believe.
yeah. I would have to turn up the game volume.
You
It would be
don't have
similar
to
to
turn up the
like
game volume to see birds.
to hear them do other things. But then filed 17 bug reports and follow from the same pass. Among them, farm actions failing on very large farms, axe head salvaging yielding nothing for a quest, player showing online to friends. Fill friends and guild present. Fix the bug where a player could show his online and friends and guild lists indefinitely. I think this is only on the play test that we don't have access to.
No, this was a bug where somebody was complaining that even
Oh.
when they were offline, their friends were reporting they were online. This was actually in the actual game right now.
Oh,
It's still a problem. Yes.
I didn't know that one. I don't recall seeing that one.
Yeah, because I didn't find it to be really newsworthy that
Yeah.
one person reported this as being a problem. So again, sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it isn't.
Well, I mean that and we don't see that all the time either. But the online roster was maintained purely by login and logout. So a signal lost logout, a dropped connection with no clean sign off, a hiccup in cross server delivery, or a restart replaying old state left a stale entry with nothing to ever remove.
So
The servers,
network logging, right? Network logging, something we've complained about for a long time. Network code.
Yeah, network code. The servers now audit the roster against real connections once a minute and repair it in both directions. Stuck online entries clear within about 2 minutes, and missed logins get filled in. Verified the repair logic directly with an automated harness, and 31 checks are passing. Fixed a related gap where stopping a server skipped the disconnect handling for every connected player, which could strand online entries and skip session cleanups. I guess we should also fill in a wish list request for if I'm logging out in town and I'm not involved in PvP or anything like that, why is my character still stuck in the game for 20 seconds?
Because that's a throwback to the you can't beat a PvP fight by just logging out and trying
If
to cheat.
I'm not in combat.
Oh, okay, yeah, but again, random code
I
that says it
qualified
only.
that.
I realize that now, and again, my bad is you're not in PvP, but again, we threw it in there as a proof
I'm
of
not in a
concept, but
PvP town.
Yeah. And then we applied it to everybody across the board.
It's got the same way that AFK, the half-assed fix for AFK.
Exactly.
And the logic used there. Then the board game tables fixed a tester report where the placeable chess, checkers, backgammon tables did nothing on double click. The place tables were missing the pieces that makes a world object clickable. So the game server never recognized the mouse was over them. No highlight, no prompt, no game window. All three tables now show their play prompt and open the game window. The fix needs the next test shard build to reach testers. Oopsies. Terrain textures. Diagnosed why 253 textures kept showing. The Microsplat plugin stamps a checksum into each of its 84 texture array configs and the stock formula mixed in the editor version in the active build platform. So any environment difference rebuilt and resaved every config plus its texture array files. The trigger this morning was an unclean editor shutdown on a portable drive, losing the saved build target setting, which silently reset the platform on the next launch. Rework the checksum to depend only on the texture formats. This shouldn't be a different bullet point. Are actually built with, which are identical across all desktop platforms. Editors on different machines, platforms, or versions now agree on the stored value, so the mass rewrite cannot occur. A genuine format change, such as a mobile build target, still rebuilds the array configured. When only the stored checksum is stale, the plugin now restamps the config instead of recompiling, so the multi-megabit array files are no longer rewritten needlessly. An automated test pins the formula to a golden value. Accidental change failed the test suite instead of dirtying the 84 files on every developer machine. Yay. Then the build pipeline, they timed every phase for a full client build from the build farms logs. Roughly 7 minutes of real build work, 49 minutes of packaging game assets, and 15 minutes compressing the finished 16 gigabit package at a maximum effort, even though the data inside is already compressed. Switched the packing step to a fast multi-core archiver on both build platforms. Wrote up the full speed plan for the asset packaging step, the change tracking that should skip. Untouched work currently invalidates itself. Every build in the plan lays out. Fix that, close a staleness gap, and cache the expansive bookkeeping targeting routine builds in well under half an hour. Confirmed from build logs that half the skip system already works. The scene half of the asset packaging reused the previous output in the latest build, while the game data half rebuilt every time. That narrows the always rebuild problems to the folders, and the build itself rewrites while it runs, including nearly 2,000 dialogue. Deletes and regenerates on automatic. Added a diagnostic logging to the asset packaging skip check, verified 8 new automated tests. The build now stores a per file fingerprint list alongside its rolled up package change signature. When a rebuild trigger, it logs which files changed, were added, or removed, with the full list saved to a report file. It also timed the fingerprint scan and the heaviest native packaging call, so the next build produces exact number. Fixing the build pipeline. What fun! Oh man. And fix the blog publishing tool to reset file permissions on the web server after each upload. Publishing from a Mac had shipped image files. The web server was not read. Briefly broke every picture on this blog. The deploy now cleans that up itself no matter which machine publishes. So much fun. Thank you, Chris.
Yes.
And we did already cover the stuff that was on Friday. And Laz, we passed up the butt of the hour.
Yes, it is time for us to pull some streamer bundle giveaways.
Yes, mine is going to Night Rider.
And mine is going to Paladin Michael. Paladin Michael, congratulations. As we reload, create the new giveaway, and reopen it. So, Paladin Michael, let me get you your streamer bundle. Is he in game?
We should do. Crap! I need to go look at this. 1, 2.
Look at what?
1, 2, 3.
He's learning how to count.
I got to figure out how many. Actually, only 2. I'll actually make that 3. I need to pull 3 Steam keys.
Yes, I was going to say I got to pull some Steam keys and give away. I have actually 8 keys to give away for what we would normally do. Plus, Tina and Noob Skyblabber did 300 bits each, so each of them are going to get keys. So I'm not going to do the price thing. I'm going to give a copy of Perfect to Tina O'Neill. Congratulations, Tina.
Xenoclash 2 Conjured Dragon is getting Code Bunny. And then, let's see, who is the other winner is going to be Janie Murphy getting Siege Survival Gloria Victus.
And Noob Skyblabber, you're going to get a copy of Funko Fusion. Funko Fusion. So let me get those out of the way. And then maybe I should pull half of these keys because...
you might as well. Mine as well.
Who did I say it was? Noob? Noob Skyblabber. There you go. That's for you 300 bits each for you guys. And then out of the 8, I'm going to pull 4 right now. So, again, not doing the price thing. These are all pretty good keys and hope you all enjoy them. So I'm going to close the giveaway, pick a winner. And Selenia, you're going to get yourself a copy of Tiny Shot. Tiny Shot going to Selenia. That's one. And where is Selenia? I would try and do this later, but I have a doctor's appointment after the show, so I have to get these. Oops, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Hold on, Selenia, that was not right.
Don't worry, I'm still waiting for Knight Rider to click yes.
That right now, there we go. That's right. Second key winner is going to be Noob Skyblabber. Noob Skyblabber, you're going to get a copy of Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 2 Anniversary Edition. Going out to Noob. And I already have him open, so that should be easy. Get him his. It's 2 down. 2 more coming. Next winner, gonna be Lomir. Lomir, do you actually want a key, or are you gonna just tell me to give it to you and give it back to me tomorrow?
Yes, I want a key.
You're gonna take a key. All right, you're gonna get a copy of Plate Up. Plate Up going to Lomir. Copy going to Lomir. He's in Discord, so I send that over to him. Where's Lomir? There you go. And one more for now. Picking a winner. And Jigoku. Jigoku, you are going to get yourself a copy of Battletoads. Battletoads going out to Jigoku. All right.
Well,
So,
I guess that's better than Battle of Crickets.
and that's those four. And then at the end of the show, I will have four more plus the end of show key plus the two hype trains. So I am going to reset that and tell everybody make sure you get in because most likely everybody who gets in is probably going to win a game key at the end of the show. So let's jump real quick to a post from our good friend Bree. We haven't heard from Bree in a
Okay.
while
Yes, because
because
Bree.
Crafty Method dropped a dime.
Yeah, and this was posted last.
Yeah,
Shroud
we
of the
haven't
Avatar
gotten to it.
plans infrastructure move this fall and Richard Garrett's birthday stream this month. Remember, that is this Friday. It's been a few months since we preaked in on Shroud of the Avatar. Now that I think of it, newsletters seem to have dried up a while ago. But the controversial Kickstarted and equity crowdfunded MMORPG has continued getting updates in 2026, albeit with tiny additions, chiefly sales, cash shop updates, login rewards. Content has been limited to things like quest and crafting tweaks, chicken coops, art adjustments, lava fishing room exploit fixes, and that citizen collab. Really? No, that was only done by Star Citizen. It was just posted in the Shroud news.
Yes.
Star Citizen finally did it.
Which was a collab from like 10 years
Yes.
ago.
Yes. The most recent update, which rolled out 2 weeks ago, touched on spawners, town messages, titles, and bug fixes. The community is also told to prepare for the July 17th stream, during which Richard Lord British will celebrate his birthday and talking about things to come. Readers will remember that Garrett ejected himself from the game back 7 years ago, but still does turn up every summer to be feted. I disagree with that. Oh, wait. That would have been 2019 when the company was sold.
Yes.
That is 7 years ago. Damn.
It is. It is. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Although he didn't show up for his birthday last year. Or the year before. One of those two. As I'm sure most everyone has heard, some rumor of the rights to Ultima changing hands from EA back to Richard Garriott. Ravalox writes, referring to the long-running rumor that is far from a reality. I have no doubt we'll be able to entice Richard into providing some good, solid info on what's happening, and maybe some inkling as to the plans for Ultima. I also plan to provide some details on how this will affect Soda and the storyline.
It won't.
It won't. Perhaps the most interesting thing going on with Soda at the moment is actually found on Catnip's roadmap, which has penciled in a multi-month move to new infrastructure starting in July and finishing in October. The live game server is moving to a new server infrastructure, new hardware, and a new build and release pipeline, modern monitoring, and the new launcher that already delivers your patches. The devs write your characters' homes and items come along changed. Apparently, production hardening begins this month, following the staging and dress rehearsals in August and September. Moving day itself is slated for October 1st. And if you're an OG and wondering whether episode 2 ever got finished, no, it didn't. But it's still on the roadmap with no dates. Yes, thank you, Bree.
Thank you, Crafty.
Yes. Yes.
But Bree, you still need to do more homework when you write these articles. Sorry to say.
Yeah.
You read a couple things. You don't do your due diligence, and then you write a story that
like, they checked out of the on the game.
Yeah. But anyway, are we ready to get to more posts on, well,
The forums?
the work blog discussion? I'm thinking there's something else I wanted to do real quick there. Oh, yeah. This is, let's go to patch pending, incorrect tooltip, or incorrect
Oh,
tip, because
yeah.
this one, again, Allie with the face palm. Allie, what are we going to do with you? First off, not your fault. I understand it's not your fault, but
Yeah. When you kill another player in combat, you have the option to ransom some of the items that they were carrying, but items that they purchased in the add-on store other or pledge rewards cannot be ransomed this way. Morgan reported that, hey, this bug, there are no items you can loot player inventory. This is more complicated than it looks. That tip is flagged as obsolete and should not be showing up. And okay, not going to fight with it. I just replaced it with a hint about etherfish. Well, before you do that,
already
remember
done.
Chris is going to be working on PvP stuff for the new stuff.
Well, first off, again, not Allie's fault that they totally hosed the PvP loot system altogether. So,
Yes.
Raven Mark,
No,
welcome
dude.
to the
But Allie
stream.
still can't figure out how to use her developer account for these.
Yeah, and also, why did you replace it with something else? Why didn't you just remove it altogether? Why did you have to put another tooltip in its place? You afraid you're going to break something if the tooltip is missing or something? I mean, and do we really
Maybe it
need a
would.
tooltip on it? Well, knowing Shroud, that's quite possible. You're absolutely right. The way it was
Or
written, but
you could have replaced it with currently all rewards are disabled due to the fact that
we don't
every
have
single
any
scene
relevant
in the
PvP.
shit,
Yeah,
every single scene is marked as no ransom.
no ransom. No ransom. I don't know why, because PvP means you should have ransom.
Well, I mean, PvP means there should be something. There's a hell of a learning curve for new players. Some of these tips could help. Yeah, I mean that's where it's like you could have gone with currently rewards are disabled, and then it's updated with proper information.
Yes.
Currently, all scenes are no ransom for.
Okay. Do you remember where we left off in the work blog discussion, by any chance?
We got through Winfield. We got through the RSS stuff.
Did we? Okay.
I think we got through the RSS stuff, but if we didn't, the RSS stuff has been updated. And if you need
Yeah,
an RSS feed of the work
you
blog,
got to get to that at the end, so don't worry about it. We'll get to that.
and let's start off with the feed.xml post. Ooh, it's a feed. It's an XML feed. RSS, yay. And that RS feed, working on it, put them all together. And then him new, welcome back. I just finished watching your second stream and have been amazed by all you have done so far. I see you plan on finishing the free house placement on lots. Are you also planning on finishing the terraforming tool for pot owners? As that was one of I was very excited by as well. Also, with all the bug fixes and balancing you're working, which is much needed, can you please add the swift gathering not working properly in all gathering skills? on your radar, as I was pointing out to Ravalox a while back here, a 5-year-old bug that's still not resolved, and we still had no mention of movement on fixing this bug yet. Sadly, I will not be able to join you on the next 2 scheduled dev streams as I was working during those hours. But you are always welcome to join my wife and I during our morning coffee stream every Monday through to Saturday from 10 to 11 Eastern, with the exceptions when I have doctor's appointments or don't feel like it.
I love the shameless self-promotion, haven't you?
Absolutely. Love it.
Right?
Shameless self-promotion is what we're all about. And I said I should add on to my list, organize the settings UI for controls and interface binding.
Absolutely. That should be a wish list.
And yeah, I did. I've been here since the beginning, Coeur d'Alene. Do what I did. Raise your skills. Yeah, Frost. Wow. Every detail is a separate entry. Great for finding out what has been added since last reviewing. Thank you very much. Horses that can jump. Check. Boats will be more design planning work, but on my list.
Nice.
And a 5-year-old bug was fixed. Age 3. I'm going to post something I'd written a long time ago. Written in 2015.
Go John Marcus.
Yes. In the other days, there was a discussion where POT Portal is going to ruin the in-game economy by having straight into a profitable zone without having to visit the towns in between. There's been a few ideas about making Journey worthwhile. However, introducing a lot of randomness into the equation simply makes such locations unattractive and counterproductive. One way with the issue with the small town villages working organically is to introduce merchant frame and NPC micropolitics.
Told you. It's getting crazy. Get your boots on.
Yeah. In Shroud of the avatars are summoned into a world where communication is difficult and devoid of information. We are talking about a world where villages are mostly self-sufficient, roads are dangerous, and NPC caravans rare. Enter the avatars. Avatars are strong, they resurrect after death, and they live to travel. Avatars are rumor and information. To a player merchant, information is a commodity that can change NPC village behavior. In such a world, even a small villages can have their own politics. Although the villages are mostly sufficient, they are in charge of maintaining the land around it for their own conveniences. And certain events can unbalance their carefully planned yearly schedules. So villages may be... Yeah, this is...
Told you. Getting deep, man. Getting deep.
He
wants a whole game rewrite. Yeah, he wants a whole game rewrite. Even though, in essence, that's what Chris is already doing.
Well, it is actually... So you have to remember that all of this is... So the NPC micropolitics, that would be an NPC faction system, which is something that we should have. Where some NPCs are followers of the Oracle, some are not, and some are, say, adherents to the Obsidian Order. And depending on your player relationship with those different factions, the NPCs would respond to you differently. Does that make sense, Laz?
I don't see how it affects gameplay.
Well, if so say you're nice and virtuous, you go to a vendor that is aligned with the Obsidian Order, and your virtue being negative for him would mean that he would charge you double or triple the normal
Well,
price,
yeah, that I can see. Okay, then that I could
or
see. But
refuses to do business with you. But had you been an adherent of the Obsidian Path and you had negative virtue or positive for him,
well,
then
see,
he would give you a discount
but
on
see
things.
that
But
that brings you back to the what do we call it? The something merchants, the ones that pay full
yeah,
price for everything.
yeah, but that is another
Well,
thing that they still
right,
have shrouded the
right, but
half-assed.
that would just mean that
Yes,
everybody's going to find the guy who pays their highest price, and
and that would, as Tina said, it could also affect quests that are available to you as well,
possibly,
um, and the things that you end up doing. I mean, that, but yes, that requires a massive undertaking as far as the quest
yeah,
system as well, the faction systems.
like
Yes.
this next one, merchant fame.
Yes. Merchant fame is a point based scoring of the merchant in a particular town or village. A merchant with high fame may be given discounts at the stores or may be given access to rare commodities that are unavailable to first time visitors. The merchant fame also affects how the information as commodity will be accepted. I'm confused how you would actually work something like that, because you would actually need like some sort of like other
Yeah,
system. Um, Information as commodity, as stated in the world, information is difficult to travel. It's not. Taking days to reach remote locations, passing by warriors may leave rumors. However, solid pieces of information, facts, NPC micropolitics, require the care to be credible, and this is where merchant fame comes in. Um, that would be one where you could actually type in remember that, and if your rumors turned out to be accurate versus false, they would actually have to track all that shit. Um,
yeah.
that's a lot more conversation
I'm
heavy.
gonna tell everybody type in exclamation I love free
Yeah.
shit because we're giving away game keys and uh
Yes.
doesn't look like I have
And
enough
then
people to give away game keys to yet. So and you got to do it
yes,
now
and
because we're finishing this up.
yeah. Well, no, we might as well start pulling things now.
Yeah, because again,
It is time. And
and
John Marcus has another PayPal, but him new going to be getting a streamer bundle from me, and which
and
means
neighbor Jack just gifted a tier 1 sub, which means an additional game key coming up. So again, I'm not going to do the monetary thing because don't have time for that. Right now I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game keys to give away. So let's see. 1, 2,
yes,
3,
and
4, 5,
Quadroid's
6,
going to
7, 8.
Nightmare.
Almost everybody's getting one. Uh, so we're going to go ahead and start pulling those game keys now. So the first game key winner is going to go. Close the giveaways. Pick the winner. Lomir Dane. Lomir, I'm not giving you one. You're just going to send it back to me.
Okay,
I'm going
can you tell me the name of the game?
the Entropy Center.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so who's getting the Entropy Center is going to be the lovely Jigoku. Jigoku, there you go. You get the Entropy Center. Next game winner gonna be Waldo. Waldo, you're gonna get yourself a copy of. What are you gonna get a copy of? You're gonna get a copy of Tiny Robots Recharged. Going out to Waldo. Waldo hasn't won a game key in a while, has he?
No, he hasn't. Well, he
Uh,
hasn't been around for the.
yeah, there he is, Waldo. That's game key number 2. Game key number 3, picking the winner. Hemnu. Hemnu, you're going to get a copy of Brewmaster Beer Brewing Simulator. Going out to Waldo. Not Waldo, so Hemnu, sorry. Hemnu is right here in Discord, at least he was. Is he still here?
I wonder if
Yes,
they have
he
a
is.
winemaking simulator.
I'm sure they do. Okay. That's game key number 3. Game key number 4. Going to Conjurer Dragon. Conjurer Dragon, you're going to get a copy of... What is he going to get a copy of? Code Bunny. Code Bunny. Something Jack just gave away a few minutes ago. Going to Conjurer Dragon. And there's Conjurer. Come on, come on. Number 5 is going to Noob Skyblabber. Noob, you're going to get a copy of Little Orpheus. Little Orpheus on Steam. Going to Noob. There's he, Noob, getting that game key. And number 6, picking the winner, Tina O'Neill. Tina O'Neill, you're going to get yourself a copy of Last Horizon. And the last 2 are going to be the Hype Train winners. So let me get this to Tina. And then the last 2 are going to be, what did I say they were? The copy of, where is it? It's right here. I went by it. Unity of Command Trilogy Bundle is going to go to Knight Rider. I think you might have that already. And the Commandos Collection Pack is going to go to Selenia. Congratulations to you two. And of course, we'll be back with more on Wednesday, right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
I'm Lomir.
I'm new.
And this is NBNN. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you all on Wednesday.
Bye.
Oh, streamer bundle. I'll pull it. I did that already. Never mind. Bye.